Welcome to Shareff. Of all commodities known to mankind, none is more lucrative and necessary the world over than real estate. Let's think about everything that covers for a moment. The ground under the structures we utilize. The structures themselves. The air above the tallest structures. The stars in the skies. And even portions of other planets. All of these are bought, sold, rented, and leased for tremendous profit. Real estate is such a lucrative commodity that the largest fast food chain in the world doesn't make the bulk of their revenue from burgers and fries, but from owning the land beneath each of their locations, and leasing it to their franchisees. That said, a very lucrative and substantial piece of real estate still goes overlooked on a daily basis. And while overlooked, none of the other forms of real estate would be accessible without it. It's none other than streets. Roadways. The very highways and byways that take us to and from every other form of real estate under the sun. But how does someone go about owning a street? As far as we know, you can't. But with this business you can come pretty close. More on that in just a moment. In the meantime, let's look at the current rideshare market. In the US alone there are over 1 million rideshare drivers, and over 70 million riders. Remember those numbers for later on. You may even want to take some notes. Shareff, or Rideshare Financial Freedom, is going to revolutionize how the market operates as a whole. There is room for any and everyone to invest in this company and capitalize on its earnings. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. There are two types of drivers in our company. Lead drivers, or pilots. And every driver in their crew, known as co-pilots. Post-launch, all drivers will be hired through invite only, and must start at the co-pilot level. To move up from co-pilot to pilot, there must first be an opening. Also, you will be required to complete 100 hours of logged trips, pay a $2,500 move-up fee, as well as recruit a replacement for yourself and one co-pilot of your own. In pre-launch only, for $1,000 you can jumpstart as a pilot and omit all the other requirements. This is the next best position to an ambassadorship, which we'll explain shortly. We're only allowing 100 pilots per state to join in pre-launch. The reason for this is enrollment is currently open, which means you can become a pilot in any city you choose without residing there. Keep in mind that the larger US cities will be highly sought-after markets. All drivers joining post-launch will be restricted to the area where they reside. Pilots earn $5 daily from every co-pilot in their crew. Unlike other companies, this bonus never stops. So that same bonus you only get once elsewhere, you will get 6 times per year from Shareff. Let's think about that mathematically for a moment. As a pilot, with only a 10-member crew, you would earn an extra $18,250 yearly. A pre-launch pilot can recruit up to a 50 co-pilot member crew. Ambassador pilots can recruit up to 100. Post-launch pilots will be capped at a 25-member crew. Crew caps are in place to ensure fairness for everyone. But wait, here's the best part about becoming a pilot during pre-launch. Typically, to become a pilot you must be a licensed driver, have a clean driving and criminal record, maintain both to retain your position as well as pay startup plus annual membership fees. Pre-launch pilots are not bound by driving or criminal infractions, trip requirements, nor any annual dues or increase of fees. Yes, you heard that last part correctly. Purchasing a pre-launch pilot position waives any and all future membership dues. And there's more. Every co-pilot must be placed beneath a pilot. So even without recruiting anyone, there will be drivers on your crew at launch. Let's think about that purely from an investment standpoint. Becoming a pre-launch pilot guarantees you an income with no further requirements on your part after your initial purchase. It's like buying a piece of art that only appreciates over time. As far as we know, there's no other form of employment that will keep you on and continue to pay you even if you never show up for a single day of work. This makes things a whole lot easier for anyone barred from other companies because of a criminal history. If you do have a criminal record that bars you from driving for rideshares, the same applies with us. But, as a pre-launch pilot, you never have to drive anyway. You would simply be unable to log in for passenger hire and listed as a grounded pilot, but a pilot nonetheless. This is also a great investment for anyone who just needs an extra source of income while they continue on with their regular day job. Your crew will still be out earning money for you daily. There will be room for at least 10 pilots in every city, and up to at least 10% of all drivers in an area can become pilots. This will be a very coveted yet limited position. Now we'll get into why real estate is so important, and the really lucrative positions. City, state, regional, and national ambassadorships. As an ambassador, you will earn $5 per day, per driver in the area you purchase. That's right. Rideshare pilots and co-pilots will pay you to drive on the streets you own. To be clear, this is only on days they are logged into work. For example, let's look at a city like Austin, Texas, which currently has more than 10,000 rideshare drivers and counting. For mathematical purposes, let's assume we attract a mere 100 of them. The ambassador of Austin would earn $5 per driver per day, which translates into an income of $500 daily. Not bad considering city ambassadorships currently start as low as $2,000. And with the rate of pay plus planned bonuses, we're willing to wager that on day one there will be more than 100 drivers in each city we're set to service, making your investment profitable in under a week of launch. State, regional, and national ambassadorships work exactly the same, just on a much larger scale. Needless to say, the purchase price for these positions are more expensive. But they are currently far more affordable than you'd imagine. Ambassadorships are in place purely for investment and startup purposes and therefore temporary. To ensure each ambassador retains a place within the company, each will be made a pilot in the largest city of the area they own. And yes, that means each ambassador will earn 2 separate incomes from launch until the end of 2021 when ambassadorships end. At the current purchase pricing, our earning and payout strategy is meticulously designed to ensure that with as few as 10,000 drivers nationwide, every position in Shareff will see their investment returned and become profitable within 1 week to 3 months of launch maximum. With merely 100 drivers in place, 12 months of revenue comes to $182,500. That's more than a whopping 90-time return on your initial investment. Again, this is the smallest city. Just imagine what regional and national ambassadors will earn in that same time. With 1,000 drivers in a region, that's over $1.8 million. And just 10,000 national drivers equals more than $18 million. If you recall, we mentioned earlier that there are more than 100 times that many rideshare drivers currently in the US alone. Do you have any doubt that we can attract 10,000 drivers? That's only 1%. If you build it, they will come. Shareff could be a company with an identical pay rate and still acquire more than 1% simply by being an alternative to the majors. Always remember, people love to be in on the next new or big thing ahead of everyone else. In this case, that goes for drivers and passengers alike. By the way, what we just went over was purposely measured by the lowest expected success rate and only for a 12-month span. A temporary ambassadorship in place from launch will actually be a term of 19 months. Just like with the pilot position, ambassadorships are also currently open enrollment. So you can also own property outside of your residence. That's the most important reason to join now. Post-launch you will have to reside within the city, state, or region you wish to purchase. Shareff is also more lenient when it comes to vehicle age. We know there are many cars from the 60s on the road in as pristine condition as brand new cars. As long as your car passes inspection at a designated facility, we'll be happy to have you work with us. Driver payouts are every Friday. Ambassador and bonus payouts are the 5th day of each month. We're a rideshare like any other company, but with an investment and payout strategy that sets us apart from everyone else. We intend to be the clear choice for travel from point A to point Z and everywhere in between. So what are you waiting for? Join us in raising the bar, and capitalize on a share of the profits at the same time. There's a new Shareff in town.